I think so I remember I mentioned this to you before, Quinny, seeing classic side of things, one thing they could do to generate a bit of money is the moment you buy a classic card and you lose half the XP. Now that was brought in years ago because we were trying to discourage people from moving cards about and loaning them, because on the Ethereum system before the layer 2, they had to pay big F fees to move the card from one owner to another, so that cost them money. Whereas now, there's no real trading or whatever in classic, but my idea was that you would charge a really small transactional fee to minimize the XP hit. So you're buying a card for a tenner and instead you want to pay €1 to buy this card, either at the XP it's advertised at or only get 20% off it or whatever, and then recycle that money into the prize pools. So use it as a revolving door to fund some cash into classic, and then you've got all these wee transactional fees. And also, Pavel Trevor will hate this, but why are you letting somebody swap a card that's worth 50 quid for an R card that's worth 50 quid and not charging them anything? Just put a wee tax on that, just put a wee microtransaction tax of, okay, you can swap that card for 50 quid for the other one, but the minimum card fee is €1 or something like that. There's a fee, but don't do that with a view to just saying, right, we're just going to hoover more money into our $1 billion company and pay for all these employees and stuff. Actually use it as a bit of a positive and fire that money into prize pools and just say, well, actually, we're paying out top 10 in cash in the EPL Division 1. We're paying out top 10 in cash rather than a tier 4 rare for 10 if you're getting 100 quid or something like that. And people will go, oh, classic's good again. And then you do something like that. So that's what I would do with it, because everybody says classic's dead, but it's not really dead. It's just that the prices are so low that often you win something and you just don't really get much, or you'll win a D2. Obviously, you're a good example, Nick, where you win a D2 and you get a Salah, but some of the competitions you don't even win any money for winning a competition. It just feels a bit crap.
And that's the downside, isn't it? Having only cash on the podium at Classic is a bit sad. But I like what you presented there, and I think imagine you could actually see the fund as well, right? And so every time it hits 10,000, they run a Classic only competition with that 10 grand as a prize pool. And you're like, come on, guys, buy some fucking Classic cards. We're 1,000 away. Someone go and get some trades with Pavel. That would be I would love that. I like the cash on the podium only in Classic, but it would be nice if it was on podium through the divisions, or if they had a top 10 scores like we talked about a few weeks ago at McBride, where it's just the top 10 from each competition of all divisions, but have that as cash prizes instead of card prizes, like cash and boxes. Because at that point, it's if you do have a stinker week where the Liverpool Everton game gets cancelled, and then the next week Liverpool are at home to Southampton or whatever, and you're sitting there being like, okay, well, now I'm not in Division 1. I can't even win. If I would have won it, I've missed out on that cash prize on the podium. If you still had a top score in Division 2, you get the cash from the top 10 reward pool. I think that's I think that would inject a lot of goodwill into the the Classic market and the Classic product in general.
Yeah. At the moment, if you go into D2, you just can't win any cash at all.
And you can't get promoted either.
23, you just can't win any. So, surely they can afford to even just pay. If you just say we're going to expand that a wee bit in D1 and pay top 10, and then we'll pay podiums out with that. It's not going to be a lot of money, but you'll win a card plus some money, because people get their hopes up of win this competition. I'm going to get this thing, it's going to be a card. But when you win a wee bit of money, at least right, that's 50 quid there, and you can go to the market and you can say I can buy 10 Kakaris, or whatever. But what you're getting, and you can be happy with that, and then the card seems a wee bit, sometimes can be more of a bonus. So yeah, I think with a restructure, it's the first year of it, with a restructure, actually a lot of things could be a lot better. And if the boxes were slightly more exciting, because people are getting a lot of boxes, right? The problem is they're pretty boring, so if there's an excitement level there, then that would provide weekly excitement to people. If you can find a way in getting some stuff into there that's a bit more exciting, be good.
I do like that essence change though. Have you guys looked at how your essence split is?
Yeah.
Is it favourable or?
Well, I just pulled mine before you came on, and I got a tier 5 rookie, but it was all contender in essence. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, I've got 35.
You can do share screen if you want that, by the way.
Oh yeah. This one, there we go. I'm nearly at the 20. Can you see it? Was it there? Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
I'm
nice.
nearly at 20. But that contender essence, it's not even challenger. I'm like, yeah, man, no matter what I do, I know I'm getting some absolute tier 5 stinker from like fucking Motherwell or something. Like, you know, it's going to be bad. But it's stuff like this. Like, this is why I wish you could like now, like the next iteration would be like where you want to pull your essence from for a draw. And I appreciate that probably is not what Sorare want, because people will just do 100% contender for contender stuff and 100% prem. But when I had a talk with one of the guys that works at Sorare, and I kind of spoke on essence and how I think it's great, and like it's great for content, but it's like too slow, and there's a few like problems like with the fact that I've got a lot of neutral essence here now, a lot of champ and a lot of Premier League, which has cost me a significant amount of money to earn this essence because of the players that I bought. And then I've got this contender essence like diluting the pool, and it cost me like pittance because of the way the players are. And I'm like, let's say I save for a tier 1 like or star, and I end up getting a contender star. It's just going to be a fraction of the price of what it would be if I only had champ or prem. And so now I'm less likely to even spend money in contender because I don't want to even dilute that pool. But what he said was, you can look at it the other way, as where if you get like 80% contender and only 20% prem, and so you know your cost of that prem essence is that draw is way lower, and you do hit a prem player, you've like banked off of like
you've essentially got 20% of not prem for like free sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And so I was like, it didn't make sense, but at the same time, I just want to like push the top tier essence.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like, I've got a majority prem gallery, and I wouldn't even mind if it was like they wanted 25 essence instead of 20, just to give me prem only.
Yeah. I would, let me give the contender essence back. Like, hey, go put this back in people's boxes. Like, fucking take it. Yeah, give it to my pride. Give me some market credits in exchange for my contender essence, and let me just keep my prem stuff.
Maybe they should let you trade it. They should let you trade it. Just say, I'll swap you like 50 contender essence for 20 EPL essence or whatever. Like, that would be a kind of cool dynamic, wouldn't it? Like, tradable essence.
It feels like an extension we'll need to build onto our factories. You know, the essence converter. You know, turn it from champion into whatever.
You could maybe if you wanted to do that, you could pay a penalty. So like you would burn some of it, like, you know. So, and that would I don't know, they're modeling it all, so it's really quite complicated to model, but they would have to have some sort of system in there where, you know, they can just let people just go and play loads of contender stuff and then just convert it to EPL essence or whatever. But it could be some fun dynamics once they get on top of all of that in terms of what they do with it. But if you want to change it, for example, then you could just like have a big penalty which takes some of the essence back out of existence, so takes a bit of pressure off of the card supply. I don't know, just thinking mad things in my head here.
I mean, like what Charlie said there. Like I would gladly spend more prem essence to kind of like get rid of they could still take the contender essence when I hit that, you know, instead of doing a 20 draw when you get 20 essence, it's like, do you want to draw this for 20 or have like a 25 essence draw for that same tier 5 plus, but it, you know, you get a less percentage of the contender or challenger that's like pulling towards the draw. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah. But again, I don't think they would want that, because then that's all everyone would do, and then everyone would just end up with these like Star Premier League cards, and they'd be like, okay, we've got nothing left. Like,
I always think when we chat about the essence, like the volume of it, because like you're saying, the episode it's kind of slow to get going, whereas we had this perception where like one team could pull 3 boxes, and boxes could have like 10, 20, 30 essence in them, and whatever. And you know, the kind of chat that we've had on a few of these streams, as well as like different videos over the season, is it definitely does feel that they did not anticipate the tier 5 party that everyone's had, you know, with their factories, and subsequently, like next year, they will have already made readjustments. But now it feels like we're in a bit of a nerf to counterbalance the party we had early season, if you get me. So it's one of those things I always think with essence when it comes to like, it's like it does need to improve, but it's kind of because they fucked it up by accident. You know, it's not like it was a miscalculation or what a mistake they made. It was just people are degens, you know. And every time they got to 20, it was like, or 40 or whatever it was at the time, I forget, you know. But and they've had to rejigger it around again. So
have you guys had any like really good pulls from 20 Essence?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
I don't think so yet.
As well.
I usually save. So like, I'm not going to do it now, but at the start of the season, I was like actually quite good with the patience, and like saving up to the tier 1 plus actually was pretty good, because I got like Gyökeres. My two rares are Gyökeres and All Black. You think obviously I've got a fair amount of other, like, you know, it kind of became like all-star pools because of a wee bit of contender, a wee bit of challenger, a wee bit of all-star, a wee bit under 23, a wee bit of EPL, a wee bit of La Liga. But All Black, Special Edition, and Gyökeres were really good pools, you know. Yeah. I'd rather do that than just end up with loads of shite. But then other people, like maybe having those cards, like a few tier 3 cards, would actually let them enter teams, whereas I've got loads of teams, so I'd rather just focus on the quality. So you've got to kind of tailor it to what your gallery's like as well, I think.
Yeah, I just went degen. Yeah.
I was going to say, do you know what I did craft? I've just realised I crafted who I'm now calling Saint Aston, who was my goalkeeper this midweek for finishing first. So I crafted him. So that was worth it.
You know, I was watching the score because I saw you as first place, because I was like, who's my competition this week with my deadbeat lineup? So, you know, still dreaming that I'd win. And I saw you top there. And then I looked down your lineups and I was like, oh, I did, like you must have so many like rare Schmeichels. I was like, and then I looked at your top team. I was like, oh, Schmeichel's not even in that lineup. And so I was like monitoring the scores of Schmeichel and Oxborough, because I was like, I don't know how definitive the goalkeeper scores were, because your outfield is like quite similar to what everybody else has. So I was like, I don't know how definitive this is. And then out of nowhere in the last few minutes, Schmeichel gained like 10 AA. And I was like, oh Jesus, I hope that hasn't like fucked him. And then I was watching the Foot Mob like live thing where it shows you like passes and stuff. And all I saw was like, whoever that Oxborough plays for, they were getting fucking pummeled the whole game. And I'm like, I really hope they hold on for him, because this would be big. But it's nice, isn't it, that you crafted him. Now he's one you Salah. And big kudos to him. You should send him a signed shirt. Be like, thanks very much for the.
Well, he plays for Motherwell, and I don't know if you've kept up with this, but Tony Watt plays at Motherwell now.
Yeah. So
as soon as the clean sheet came in at full time, I took a screenshot of my team and I sent it to Tony, and I was like, "Better give big man a hug from me." So maybe I'll get asked in a signed shirt. I send it to him.
A Sorare hoodie. You just get a Sorare hoodie and just get his name on it or something.